Vic Mornington. How is everybody doing? It's been a little bit of a gap between the previous video and this video. I'm self-employed, and when I get busy, I get really busy for days on end, so luckily enough things are starting to quiet down a bit. I'm dancing with Esco and Candy, and I haven't been to this club for a very, very long time. In fact, I think it was actually under a different owner the last time I was here. We're at Big Daddy's, and what I'm planning to do is there's a number of clubs that have popped up in my radar that I want to do a video about, namely the busier clubs for the EU and UK folks. I mean, generally speaking, when Second Life hits peak Central Standard Time in the United States, a lot of clubs get busy, but it's a little bit more difficult for people in Central Europe and here in the UK, under UK time, to find a club that's got a good number of people where the chat is constantly rolling on and there's a good atmosphere. It's a little bit more difficult for us here in the European Union. So Big Daddy's popped in for a very simple reason. The triplets actually mentioned them. More about the triplets later on, but when you first teleport in, as we skim over myself, Esco and Candy, you will land here, which is the main landing point, right here. I'm going to spin the camera around because you'll be pointing roughly in this direction. That's the club, but as always, we're going to concentrate on what's outside the club first. Big Daddy's Mall and Game Park. On this side you've got a load of ad boards, some of them are still free, and on that side you've got a load of ad boards with some of them still free, and this is the main mall and park. There is games here, like tabletop games. In fact, there's one right there. It's your classic tabletop games that everyone recognises. There we go. I play them sometimes as well. And then you've got the mall around the outer edge. You've got these little market stall booth things, so if you're a brand new company just starting out, or you don't really have the budget to take one of the bigger shops over there, you've got the little market stalls. However, a lot of these larger stalls, like these ones here, they're rather big inside. A lot of these market stalls have already been taken. There's only like 2 or 3 of them that are remaining empty. Yeah, a lot of them are already taken, but if we go down the park, you're basically in the middle of the mall. As you can see, and the mall stretches all the way up to the other end with more shops over here and more tabletop games, as you're seeing right there. Textures are taking a long time to load, actually. More ad boards. These ones are not as rented out as much because obviously it's in the slightly lesser traffic area of the mall. Behind the mall, you've got what looks like a sandbox, because it's an absolute tip right now. This is the event area, and by the looks of it, they're getting ready for some kind of Disney event or something, because there's a load of Disney characters kicking around here, so they must be getting ready for some kind of Disney event that's going on. So all the events that go on, like the big major holiday events, they take place here at the back of the region and not in the main club itself. If we head over the wall to the far side now, this is the kind of thing that I look for when I'm looking around a club. Especially, you've got this little quiet area tucked away in a corner. It's very unassuming. It just looks like a normal little garden. However, if we look at the sign at the front here, it says Big Daddy's Memorial Park, and what this place is it's basically a memorial park to the hosts and DJs of Big Daddy's who have basically passed away. The one DJ that I do recognise is Kai, or K. He was a very, very well-known DJ, not just here in Big Daddy's, but in Muddy's Music Cafe and several other clubs around the grid. But there's a number of other DJs here who have passed away in the course of the history of Big Daddy's, and the Memorial Park goes all the way across this bridge and into a much more quieter area right at the very corner of the sim here, if you basically want to chill out and relax a little bit. That's a good touch. That's definitely a good touch. It's basically the first sign of many signs in this club that the club owner actually does care about the staff. Anyway, heading out of the Memorial Park, we will head back to the landing point, which is over here. And this is where you will land. So, to the left On this side here, you have got, talking about staff again, you've got the Wall of Fame 5 years plus staff. So all of these staff, this is covering DJs and of course the hosts, all of these staff have been working in Big Daddy's for over half a decade. That's damn good staff retention. That is seriously good staff retention, considering how high the turnover is in a lot of clubs out there. For a club to have this many staff on the roll for more than 5 years, that's good. That is really good. It means that the club is looking after the staff. On the other wall, you've got the usual stuff, DJ applications, host applications. Excuse the noises in the background. The gestures, they're just going nuts here. You've got the club rules. It's your basic rules. No bare bits, as you would expect. No Excite HUDs and all that kind of stuff. Then here on the edge of the wall, you've got information to do with advertising, because you can advertise on the actual Big Daddy stream. You can also sponsor events here, and you've got the apps that are available on Google App and iTunes. The club itself is a semi-open affair. It's basically an open-top club. There's a roof there of sorts, but it's basically an open-top club. And right now we're recording this at just about 9 o'clock in the evening UK time. So we're moving into peak EU and UK time here. There's about 35 people in the club right now, and it'll just start getting busier from here on in. Far side of the club, you have got a little seating area right here at the side there, as you can see, with some ad boards that have all been taken. That one's been rented, but nobody's actually put the image in yet. On this wall here, you've got more information about the club and more ad boards. You've got the donation box for the club itself. The main stage is here with the host and the DJ, and then you've got at the back the live stream HUD. So you click on that, you get the live stream HUD, and you can listen to Big Daddy's radio anywhere. On this side here, you've got more information boards and more ad boards. Then we swing the Why am I not surprised? What, really? Really? See, this is the thing with these three, right? Leah's the one that takes care of what is essentially the kind of marketing for the Charlie's Angels. The minute she sees a big ad board on the dance floor empty, she's going to rent it. That's exactly what she's done there. 3 girls in SL, Charlie's Angels. Yeah, they're on the dance floor right now, actually. Going back to the staff, 10 years. So these people have been working in this club for 10 years. Staff retention in this club, I've yet to come across a club that's been able to retain their staff as long as these guys have. You know, it's another ad board. Then you've got these three here, which is the founders of the club, and then again 10 years. So there's 3 more people that have been working in this club for 10 years or more. That is amazing staff retention. Amazing staff retention, considering that a lot of the bigger clubs out there have got very, very high staff turnover. Then in the middle, you do, of course, have the main dance floor. And right at the front, yeah, well, who would you expect? You've seen their ad board already. You've got these three. It's the triplets, or as they're known within SL, the Charlie's Angels. They've been recently banned from Muddy's Music Cafe. I'm not going to go into why, but the basics of why is on the 3girlsinsl.co.uk blog. They were basically banned, and because they got banned and they were sharing the rent for the shop in Muddy's Plaza with me, I couldn't afford the rent myself, so I had to shut down the shop. And yeah, it's, you know, how it's going to affect Muddy's, I don't know, but what I'm going to say is, over the past 4 weeks, this is before they even got banned, over the past 4 weeks, traffic in Muddy's Music Cafe has been on a very steep decline. I don't know what's happening over there, but it's affecting their EU traffic. People are simply not going there. They're simply not going there. It seems as if the old Muddy's regulars are probably being split between where we are right now, Big Daddy's, Schooners, Delphina, Totally 80s, and what's the other one? Schooners, Delphina, Totally 80s, and Wet Willies, the rock club. But yeah, if you want more information about why these three got banned, go and check their blog. So that is Big Daddy's. And as you can see, on the run up to peak UK and Central European time, which is 9:30 on the run up to 10 o'clock, this is a busy place. I've been popping in and out of here at peak EU time for the past week and a half, 2 weeks, and I've seen this place up to 50 to 60 people. I don't know how busy it gets for peak Central Standard Time in the United States, but I can only guess, again, you're going to be looking at 50 to 60 people. So it's a lot of people, and chat is always going on. Chat is always going on here. And there we go. That was a look at Big Daddy's back to me and Esco and Candy with Tucker, the dog. How you doing, Tucker? The music here is more leaning towards rock. And when I say rock, I don't mean that kind of rock with a screaming in your fucking ear, right? What I'm talking about is classic rock, AC/DC, that kind of thing. So they're more leaning towards the rock type of music than they are with general pop, but they're not restricting the decades and they're not fully restricting the genres. I've heard rock and roll being played here. Little Richard, Tutti Frutti, was playing about half an hour ago in here. I even heard one of the DJs play Working 9 to 5, the country song, not by Sheena Easton, but the original version by Dolly Parton. So they're playing country here as well. If you request it, and at least from what I'm led to believe, if you request it and there's not swearing in it, they'll basically play it. They'll essentially play it. So they've got a good wide range of DJs in here as well. I've heard EU beats, in other words, EU dance tracks being played by some of the big dance mixers based over in Europe. I've heard classic rock being played. I've heard rock and roll being played. All sorts of music gets played here, so it's a good wide range of music that gets played here at Big Daddy's. And for the Europeans that are watching this, along with people in the United Kingdom, peak UK times, you're going to be looking at the run up to peak UK times, which is basically around about 7:30 in the evening UK evening time to round about 9:30, 10, which is the run up to peak of 10:30, 11 going into midnight. You'll be guaranteed at least 30 people in the club. At least 30 people in the club. And it's not as if they're going to be bots either, because yeah, you just need to sit back and look at chat, because chat just races past. Absolutely races past in this club. It's a good friendly club. Definitely a good friendly club to pop into. Anyway, that is it from me. I will be doing more videos concentrating on busier European peak time clubs over the next month and a half to 2 months. Once I've got through the clubs that I've got a particular interest in other words, Peak Lounge, Delphina, Schooners, Totally 80s, Wet Willies, and a couple of other ones, that's when I'm going to start concentrating on the destination guide areas that are popping up in the editor's picks for the destination guide and the new destination guide picks as well. But right now, I'm going to concentrate in clubs. Anyway, that's it from me, folks. As always, thanks for watching and have a good one.